Hello everyone, this is MattRocks101, and welcome to the Zero Time Dilemma competition. Our three competitors will compete for points in order to earn the coveted $20 Canadian Steam gift card. On the C team, we have returning DLR champion, Truth or Deal. On the Q team, we have veteran Zero Escape competitor, the Dark Boco. And finally, on D team, we have our newcomer, Silver Zeke. So let's talk about points. There are three main ways our players can earn points. The first is by completing their team's puzzles. Each team can earn up to 15 points total for the various puzzles they will be faced with. The number of points you get is directly related to the time it takes you to finish each puzzle. As C team and D team both have 5 puzzles, each of their puzzles will be worth up to 3 points. However, Q team only has 3 puzzles, so they will be worth 5 points each. The second method of earning points is through the decision games. At various points in the game, the players will have to make a decision for their team. If they make a decision that prevents their team leader. I read that as lead. If they make a decision that prevents their team leader from an untimely death, they will earn 1 to 3 points depending on the difficulty of the decision. However, there are decision games that do not include a dead end and therefore are not worth any points. Furthermore, you will not know in advance how many points your decisions will be worth. As a handicap, returning champion... Fuck, just reading that cracks me up. As a handicap, returning champion Truth or Deal will not be able to earn as many decision points as the other 2 competitors. The third method of earning points is by making calls throughout the game. There are 2 types of calls, open calls and closed calls. Open calls are calls that make that can have more than 2 outcomes. Fuck shit, I cannot read. For example, say you choose to call the identity of Zero. If you are right, you can earn 3 points by being the first person to call Zero's identity before it's revealed. Meanwhile, the other 2 players can call that someone else is Zero to earn 3 points. They also have the option of calling the same person as you, but the second person to call can only get 2 points, while the third person can only earn 1. A closed call is one that simply only has 2 answers. For example, let's say Truth wanted to call the Carlos as the woman. Am I recording? I am recording, thank fuck. I was really worried for a second. I had a mid-sentence panic attack that I forgot to hit the record button. For example, let's say Truth wanted to call that Carlos as a woman. Okay? Either he is or he isn't, but the difference here is that by the end of the game, if Truth has not been proven right, then anyone who did not make the same call will each earn 3 points, while Truth will earn 0. Is this in the game? Can Carlos be a woman? Once you make your call, you cannot take back your call or make a contradictory call, and calling incorrectly simply earns you 0 points. There are also various ways to earn bonus points throughout the game, and those will be explained as they come up. But for now, let's move on to the abilities. As players accumulate points, they will unlock the right to use various abilities. The details of the abilities are in the table below. God, do I have to read this fucking chart? I'm like, what is this, games for the blind? I gotta read a fucking chart out to somebody? The required points is the number of points your team must accumulate before being allowed to use this ability. Your status is just the status of your team leader. Oh god! If you attempt to use the ability without this status requirement being met, then you will be rejected and you will lose the right to use that ability, as each ability only has 1 use. Wow, I got through that sentence really good, damn. When using your ability, you have the option to either declare it openly or simply message the Game Master privately. And that's pretty much it for the rules. Whoever has the most points by the end of the game will be deemed the Zero Time Dilemma champion. And this has been MattRocks101. Thanks for listening.